Hello everyone, welcome back. We're doing a little bit more face painting today. Um, and I've got a different branding. It's called Bobishka. Bobishka. So the other one, I got black and white. Okay, Bobishka. So this is the second day I'm playing around with this. Um, I noticed that this is definitely um, more durable than the stuff I was using last week, Arcturus. Okay, so here's the thing: there's a place for both of these. Um, the thing I noticed with this stuff here is it's like really hard to get off. Okay, so you guys sit there, put soap in there. You really gotta work to get this stuff off because I think this is more of an oil base. Okay, this I don't know what its base what its base is. It might have a little bit of oil in it. But this stuff I can usually just wipe off with a paper towel. Okay, so this comes off a lot easier. So most days, right, I think I'd want to be using this because most days I'm probably not planning to, have it on for more than an hour or 2 hours, right? So it would be a lot more convenient to put this on, easily wash it off. On days where I'm going to be using it like for the whole day, or if it's especially if it's snowing or raining or something like that, I'm going to be using this stuff. So I've got two options here. I got a more durable option, and I've got the more temporary option. Okay, um, so take my hood off. So I'm working on I'm gonna start off with the white. Okay, so I've been working with the diagonal stroke. Okay, there's basically like two main methods. One is one where you use like a stroke, right? Just a long pull. Okay. The other one is where you use the blotches, right? Um, and at some point I want to try to blotch. I want to try to use a blotch to actually match the pattern that's on my jacket on my face. Um, the thing with that is that obviously it's a little bit more complicated. It takes a little bit more work. And the other thing is, I think I want to when you're going into something like that where you're trying to put a pattern like this on your face, you want to make sure that like you're not putting like a blotch over this eye, a blotch over that eye, and like a long blotch over here because now you're still are maintaining that T. Okay, so that's why I think it makes sense to learn the diagonal first, get good with that, and then when you move over to the blotch system, where you're using a pattern like the one that you see on my jacket, you use some of the concepts. You bring over some concepts from that. Okay, now one of the things I've learned from having played with this face paint for the last couple of weeks is because what I was doing is I was doing the black stripe, starting basically from this corner of the head here, going to that corner, doing this horizontal stripe. I was doing that in black. Okay, now initially I was working with only black. Um, but one of the things that I found is when you've got that black stripe going across your nose, especially in the wintertime, your nose is going to run, right? You're going to have to wipe it, right? Because it's cold out. Your nose is always running in the wintertime. So what I found is when I had the black paint running over my nose, and I was wiping my nose, right? I was basically making my nose white. So it kind of makes sense to me to make that I guess master stroke because that's the first stroke that you're gonna make, off of which everything else is gonna, everything else is gonna work around. It makes sense to make it white so that if you hit your nose sticks out, so you're gonna hit it. So when you do hit it, it doesn't show, and you take some paint off, it doesn't show as much. Okay, so let me take off my glasses, put them over here. Now the other thing I did do is I'm also going to paint the glasses, match them to the. Let's pop this thing off. There we go. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with this corner over here. Okay. So one of the things I'm not doing today is I'm not making like the solid, perfect line. I think I'm going to try and kind of blend the colors in a little bit. Same idea of that diagonal stroke. Okay, but I think I'm going to just try and blend it a little bit so it looks a little less unnatural, right? Because we're trying to match nature. So I'm kind of like, I'm not just going like this now, right? Like this, I'm kind of going like that, okay? So we're gonna have one line there, right? That's gonna cover that eye, right? Got some around the eye over here. I definitely want to have it around the eye because that's an area that normally casts a shadow. All right. So you want this area that's normally shadowy to be bright. Okay. And also like over here, like the sun's right over there now, so it's actually casting the shadow on my face. You guys can see the shadow that the sun is casting. So again, there's an area under here, under your nose, is an area where you're typically going to get a shadow. So we're going to put some white under there to break that up, and of course you guys can naturally see the shadow that's forming under my neck. I'm gonna put white there, right? So what we're doing, right, when we were working with the black, we were pulling the shadows. Well, now what I'm doing is I'm doing the opposite. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm pulling the areas that are normally shiny, which is, let's say, your forehead, your nose. I'm pulling that into what are normally the shadowy areas, okay? So that's my master stroke. And now I'm going to put one on the outside of the eye here, heading down towards the ear, right? I don't want to go over the eye again, right? Because the goal here is you don't want this side of your face to be the same as that side of your face, right? You want it to be different. Because that's what your brain is looking for, right? Your brain is programmed to look for a T, right? That's the T, two eyes, and then this, right? That's, you know. So we're trying to break up the T box. Good way of thinking of it. We're working contrary to the T box. The T box is basically one horizontal line, one vertical line. There's no diagonal line there, so we're gonna put the diagonal line in there to break up that pattern, right? So now we're gonna go left side. Same deal. I'm gonna leave this rest of the area. It's gonna get the black. So let's see. On this side, I'm gonna go to the top of the ear, and I'm gonna pull that down. All right. So last week I was a lot more concerned with trying to keep my line straight. So now I'm doing the opposite. I'm looking for, so I'm more like trying not to have straight lines. Okay, so again, this is an area that's normally shadowy over here. So what we're doing is we're pulling this light area down into this dark area. Okay, now I'm gonna have my hood on because otherwise you might want to do like the back of your ears, back of your neck. None of that's gonna be visible. All right, so that's my white. Let me put this away. Let's go now for the black. So the nice thing about this is, like, especially as you have your arm here, you're making like natural strokes, which especially like in a stressful situation, you know, that's gonna kind of come natural to you. Like, let's say, you know, if you didn't have any paint, you can like probably reach underneath a car or something and find some grease. Accidentally hit this over here, but that's fine. We're not looking for perfect lines. We're gonna just pull this out a little bit. Definitely wanna. So now this area over here is normally a shiny area, right, where the light kind of bounces off. So we're making that a black area. All right, and like I said, today we're looking for more of a blend. So we don't mind if we hit the white a little bit and blend it in a little bit. All right. Go to this area here. Now we're going to pull a line over here. So I got the camera flipped around right now, so I'm kind of using it as a mirror. So you guys can see me, but I can also see myself. Put some on my lips. I don't think this stuff is toxic. At least I hope it's not. All right, and now let's see if we can blend it in just a little bit. Okay. A little bit up there. Put some black here. It's a pain in the ass getting the shit out of your ears. That's why I'm gonna mostly be working with the other stuff that comes off easier. Right. Yeah, getting the air over there. Pull this down a little bit more. Blend it a little bit. All right, you know what? Let's go back to the, get a little bit more on the other side. Right, let's go back to the white a little bit. So that's pretty much done. So next time I'm buying this, I'm probably going to want to get like a gray color, like maybe a light gray and maybe a dark gray. Put a couple of spots there. All right, so let's see. All right, so let's back up a little bit. Oh, I almost forgot. Gotta do the glasses. Because that was a problem I definitely saw. Like my glasses was, see, when you put the glasses on, see how like they stand out. So we gotta deal with that. All right, let's get this thing open. Especially with these thick frames, because these are shooting glasses. The first. There. Some white up here, break that up. Yeah, I mean, obviously with the glasses, I only got to worry about getting white on it. When you get this crap on the lens, it's a pain in the ass to get off it. Let's get some on the back here. Yeah, some up here. We gotta get some up here. Get a little bit thicker. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it looks better. I mean, just looking at the image. Pull the zipper up so I don't drop the stuff. Definitely want to have a towel with you so to clean your hands up. Just because when I put my hands in the glove, my hands are already frozen because it's like pretty cold right now. It's not as cold as it's been other days, but it's pretty cold. So yeah, it looks like I mean, looking in the camera, I can like my head right now is basically at the tree line back there, and it looks like I don't have a head. Especially with the shadow that the trees are casting. Right now, I am about 12 feet away from the camera. So this is what I look like at 12 feet. That's probably about 20 feet. That's 30 feet. All right, so here I'm about 10 feet away. Here I'm about 5 feet away. All right, let's go do a little bit of shooting. I'm shooting my polymer 80. Cool thing is I've got this gun matching me up perfectly. So that's a perfect match. It's got the frame that was done by Gun Cuts, and then the slide is from 80p Builder. All right, so I'm gonna move around the woods. I think the furthest I'm going to get is about 80 feet. All right, so that's the furthest I'm gonna get. Let's say 100 feet. That'll be the furthest I get. This way, I realize stuff looks a little smaller in the camera, especially the way I have it flipped around now. But also, you have a more narrow field of view, right? You got about a 30-degree field of view, whereas normally, you know, you have a much wider view that you have to be observing. Okay, so let's go through this. Okay, let me tell you, running through the snow tires you out, man. I mean, don't look at the snow here that's been plowed out. Once I got back over there, I'm running through like 6 to 8 inches of snow. And the thing is, like, you really can't go faster, because the faster you do, it's like you're going through the snow. It's like kind of trying to run through water. So the faster you try to run, the more the snow pushes back against you. So as you're moving, you actually feel yourself being slow. Because a lot of times when you're shooting, or when you're moving and shooting, you think that you're fast, but you're actually slow. But in this case, yeah, you can actually feel that you're slow. Okay, so that's why the camouflage is really your best defense in a situation like this, where you really can't move fast because the snow's slowing you down. So a good friend of mine that was helping me out with this camo. Actually, I have like 3 guys that have been helping me out with this camo on my Facebook page. One of them suggested click through the video, right? Because if you're following me, yeah, you can see where I'm going, right? But randomly click through the video, and see where, where you're gonna see me. Try like click through the video, pause it, and then try to see if you can see me. All right. Now, like I said, it's a bright day. All right. So it's not like this is a cloudy day. It's right now the sun's, I think it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pretty bright. I'll take you guys out there. That area, even though it might look a little dark, it's actually a pretty well lit area. So those are all natural shadows that you're seeing, that are being cast by the sun. All right, so this is the furthest shot I took was from back here. From behind that tree right there. So that, put this camera down. So that, I think the furthest shot I took was from behind here, and then I went that way and curved around. This is 100 feet from where that camera was before. I'm just trying to see how it looks, because I can see the sun's coming through over here. See, in this spot here, it's a little bit brighter. Actually, that right now, that's at like 6 feet away, what you're seeing right there. Right now, I'm about 20 feet away. Not even, no, that's about 15 feet. I'll move next to the tree. So I'm actually pretty close. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. What I mentioned this in another video. One of the things I've mentioned is when sometimes I'm leaning up against the trees in order to stabilize my arm so I take a shot. You gotta make sure you look up. Make sure you're not leaning on a dead tree, because sometimes there's a lot of dead trees up there, and what happens is if you push on them, usually dead trees, they don't just come over like that. They break off into like 3 and 4 and 5 pieces, and you don't want a 100-pound log falling on your head. So anytime I go up to a tree, I look up to make sure it's not, so I know the condition of the tree. Is it dead or is it live? How much, do I want to press on it or not? So drop some comments below. Let me know what you guys think. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.